Austin O'Banion was selected by the Texas Rangers. And lastly, Chad Hawken, who was taken by the Chicago Cubs. The Medford Rogues would like to thank you for attending tonight's game and remind you that bats, balls, and other objects may leave the field of play at any time and can cause serious injury. Please remain alert at all times while enjoying tonight's game.
It's time for Medford Rogues baseball as the Rogues take on the best of the West in the Great West League. Don't miss a minute of the action. Listen to every Medford Rogues game all season long, live on MedfordRogues.com. Now, it's time for Medford Rogues baseball. Here's the voice of the Rogues, Brian Schnee.
Another great night for baseball here in Medford, Oregon. We're at Harry and David Field for night number 2 of the 2017 Great West League summer campaign here between the Medford Rogues and the Yuba City Bears. And it's an interesting one with Yuba City, a team that has never been around before, at least for about 60 years or so, but still searching for their first Great West League win. We'll see if they can get it here tonight, but it won't be an easy feat against the Medford Rogues. So the Rogues starting off the season at a 1-0 record after taking care of the Bears last night. It was not a pretty game. 6 errors for Yuba City in last night's home opener. The Rogues used 3 pitchers. Dylan Pierce got the start. Bobby Wood actually got the win in just over an inning of work in relief, and throwing 9 strikeouts, or at least 9 outs related in 3 innings, was Aaron Hutchinson, who picked up the save. So the Rogues were able to get things done both there and at the plate. A combined 8 hits for Medford. They were able to tack on a total of 10 runs and take care of business here at Harry and David Field. We were actually able to catch up with Rogues head coach Josh Hogan earlier tonight, and for that we sent things over to Jonathan Kerman, who has that conversation.
Thanks so much, Brian. So I'm here with Coach Hogan. Coach Jordan Reagan's on the mound for you guys tonight. I know he's a local kid. What's your past experience with him?
First time I saw Jordan was actually at Harry and David Field. I was coaching at Lane, and we were playing Nevada, and Western Nevada, I believe, where he was at. Yeah, Western Nevada. And he threw against us. He started, and I think he pitched a complete game, or at least 7 innings, something like that. He just dealt against us. Really liked his mentality, his tempo. He threw a bunch of strikes. And he's left-handed. That always helps too. He's got pretty good velo on his fastball, and he's got a changeup and a good off-speed pitch. So when you can get all those things out of a left-handed pitcher, it's usually set up for success. I actually tried to get him on the roster last year. I ended up just being a little late on pulling the trigger there, and he ended up going to Canada in the West Coast League. But this year we were fortunate enough to get him. He ended up transferring schools and he needed a spot to play, and definitely once I heard that, I gave him a call right away, and he was ready to do it. So we're very, very fortunate for that.
Last night you mentioned something about adding some more toys, some more tools to the arsenal for the team. Is there anything you can tell me you guys are adding on for today?
Well, can't get too specific, but yeah, we had early outs today at 3:30 and 2 o'clock for some other stuff, but. We're putting in new stuff each day. Yesterday we only had bunt, steal, and hit and run. Now we have 3 new toys to work with. We'll probably add 1 or 2 new things for the offense each day, and then put in some, get these guys better at bunting. We don't have too many good bunters right now. I like to have that as part of my, at least have that in your arsenal whenever you, to exploit the defense. That's one big thing we do is. Whatever they're going to give us, we're going to definitely take it if we can. So we want to have the most tools. If the third baseman's back, we at least want to be able to drag bunt, put it in a decent area, and have a free hit if they're giving it to us. So, or if nothing else, that makes the third baseman play up, and then we hit it hard at him, and he makes an error, it goes by him. So,
all right. Yeah. Thanks so much, Coach.
You betcha.
Brian, back to you.
Thank you, Jonathan. It should be an interesting one here tonight after what was a sloppy home opener between both these teams. Honestly, Yuba City had a tough time, especially in that 3rd inning, registering 3 of their 6 errors in that inning alone. We'll get the starting lineups for you in just a few minutes, but we're going to step aside for a quick break. We'll come on back here and get you the starting lineups for Game 2 of the 2017 Great West League season. It's Game 2 of a 3-game series here between Yuba City and Medford. It's Great West League Baseball live on MedfordRogues.com.
At People's Bank, we know that banking doesn't have to be complicated. Good banking happens when we put people first. Here at People's Bank, we're for the people with big dreams. We're here for families working on creating a better life for their children. We're for businesses investing locally to create a better community we're proud to call home. This is Ken Troutman, president of People's Bank. When we put people first, families grow strong, businesses thrive, and our community flourishes. People's Bank. We put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Be sure to follow the Rogues on social media for giveaways, special behind-the-scenes features, and more. Like us on Facebook at Medford Rogues Baseball and follow along on Twitter and Instagram at Medford Rogues.
Welcome back to Harry and David Field. They're getting introduced on the field, and we will do the same here to you as the Rogues are being announced in the field. We'll give you those fielding assignments as we have them here. In left, Johnny De La Cruz. In center, Connor Lowry. In right, Jake Helwig. At third, Bryce Tilton. At shortstop, Scotty Wright. At second, Clay Valenzuela-Reese. And at first, Jake Gazzo. The battery tonight, Dante Gutierrez is the catcher for Jordan Reagan. Medford native here, a left-hander. We'll see what he can do this evening. Yuba City, we'll get you that batting lineup here quickly. Center fielder, leading off, number 24, T.J. Dove, batting in the second spot. The second baseman, number 2, Trey Yukamoto, batting third, the designated hitter, number 32, Dominic Diana. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 15, Logan Worm. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 8, Josh Winkler. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 13, Brendan Nelson. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 22, Eric Cortez. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 6, Malcolm Bohm. And batting ninth, the first baseman, number 28, Dace Asher. The starting pitcher tonight is Aaron Fuentes. Chris Hudson is the home plate umpire. Alex Chavez is the field umpire. We'll step aside for the anthem. We'll come back with the first pitch. Medford Rogues Baseball, live on MedfordRogues.com.
MedfordRogues.com.
Just finishing up the national anthem here at Harry and David Field. It is night 2 of the 2017 Great West League season and a meeting between the Medford Rogues and the Yuba City Bears. Good evening. My name is Brian Schnee. It's nice to be with you here in Medford. What a nice night at the ballpark. Crowd not funneling in quite like it did on the opening night, but nonetheless, cannot complain here. Early season baseball, the temperatures are right, a little breeze in the air. We've got a local Southern Oregon talent on the bump tonight to start. It's going to be Jordan Reagan. Let's tell you a little bit about Jordan. Well, he was a member of the North Medford high school team when they won a state championship, along with Colton Westfall, who played for the Rogues last year. Both of those two went on to Western Nevada College. The program actually folded at Western Nevada, and you heard about that in the pregame. That's the time where Jordan Reagan got to throw in front of his now coach here for the Rogues, Josh Hogan, when Western Nevada played against Lane Community College. So after Western and the program folding after Reagan's freshman year, he went on to College of Southern Idaho, where the left-hander got his work in this past season. He is now committed to play Division I baseball at Cal State Bakersfield. So a D1 jump for Medford's own Jordan Reagan. We'll see what he can do here tonight. Again, TJ Dove leading things off for Yuba City. Trey Yukamoto in the 2 spot. Dominic Diana batting 3rd. Logan Worm, the designated hitter, batting 5th. Josh Winkler batting 6th. Brandon Nelson batting 7th. Eric Cortez batting 8th. Malcolm Bohm and batting 9th. Dace Asher. Asher got in the game last night as a replacement and a substitute. Got a couple at bats in favor, replacing Dominic Diana. So we'll see if Dace is one of those guys here that could be an impact player towards the bottom of the lineup here for Yuba City after getting at bats last evening. Final warm-up pitches here for the left-hander, and we are ready to go. Live on MedfordRogues.com. Nice to have you with us from wherever you are across the country. Had some great viewers and listeners from all across the country last night. So if you are tuning in, you want to say hello, feel free to comment on the live chat part of the YouTube stream. 78 degrees here at Harry and David Field, and a beautiful night for baseball. We are set and ready to go. TJ Dub steps in the right-handed batter's box. Reagan checks the sign from Gutierrez. We get the point from home plate umpire Chris Hudson, and we are underway. The lefty's first pitch off the plate for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Last night, the season opener, the opening pitch from Preston Fowler. Tonight, Smokey Bear. We're 2 for 2, I got to say so. Reagan's second pitch driven down the right field line and foul. Count is 1-1. Pitchers again last night for Medford. Central Point's Dylan Pierce got the start. Went 4 1/3 innings. Surrendered a couple hits, couple runs. Bobby Wood, Kansas State commit, came in and actually got the win. Then Aaron Hutchinson threw 3 scoreless and near perfect innings of baseball. I think you can almost call it pitches perfect given the low pitch count and the 5 strikeouts in 3 innings for Hutch to pick up the save. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Reagan quick to work. The mixer in the dirt, 2-2. Little breeze here at the ballpark. The left center field scoreboard has the American flag next to it, and it is moving left to right. Reagan gets the 2-2 sign from Gutierrez. Full windup. And the delivery. Comebacker right to Reagan. Scoops it up. Underhand flip to first. First out of the ball game. Rogues will throw it around. One more time, let's let you know who is in the field for Medford. Left to right in the infield, Bryce Tilton at the hot corner. Scotty Wright at shortstop. Clay Valenzuela-Reese making his Rogues debut, just in town late last night. Over at second, and Jake Gazzo over at first. Reagan on the mound, and Gutierrez behind home plate. First pitch to Yukamoto is a strike. Fouling the next pitch straight back. Count quickly 0-2. Yukamoto last night had 2 RBIs, went 1 for 4 and a walk. TJ Dove had a good evening. Scored 3 runs And the first hit of the ball game was walked 3 times by Rogues pitching. Here's the 0-1. Just below the kneecaps, 1-1. Dominic Diana on deck. Here's the 1-1. Just low and inside. Look good from here. 2 balls and 1 strike. With 1 away here in the top of the first inning. Again, a pleasure to have you with us here live on MedfordRogues.com. That flare lifted in a shallow right center field. Giving chase and making the catch is Connor Lowry on the run. 2 away. Yukamoto had to reach for that one off speed on the outside part of the plate. Just flung his bat at it. And Lowry makes the catch. Valley Immediate Care is a proud sponsor of our Rogues broadcast team. Valley Immediate Care has locations in both North and South Medford, Ashland, Grants Pass, and Brookings, offering urgent care, occupational health, physicals, laser services, and more. Head to valley-ic.com for more information. And in terms of the Valley Immediate Care pregame injury report, nothing to report early in the season here for the Rogues. Count nothing in 1. To Dominic Diana, quick to work on the next pitch, low and in the dirt, 1-1. Again, Diana 1 for 2 yesterday. Asher came in for the final 2 at-bats in the 3rd spot. Diana had an RBI and a run, also was walked. Here's the 1-1 from the lefty. Right over the heart of the plate for a strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, 2 outs, top first, no score. Yuba City and Medford here in this second game of the 2017 summer campaign of the Great West League. Jammed him on the inside part of the plate, fouled away down the right field line. Count is 1-2. Again, we've got on the YouTube live stream a link to live stats, so you can follow along on both facets if you'd like. That link up there for your convenience, of course, and make sure you follow us on social media as well. That one put in the play over to second base. First play as a Rogue for Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Makes the play over to first. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. Midway through the first inning, we are still scoreless. We'll see the Rogues up first for their first at-bats of this second game of the season. Coming up next here as we're live on MedfordRogues.com. Back here for the bottom of the first, another left-hander on the hill for Yuba City. It's Aaron Fuentes, product of American River College in Woodland, California, 6'4", 210. Let's get you the starting lineup one more time, the batting lineup for the Medford Rogues. Leading things off, last night's player of the game, Connor Lowry. In the 2 spot, Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Johnny De La Cruz batting 3rd, Josh Berman 4th, Jake Helwig 5th. Jake Gazzo in the 6th spot, Dante Gutierrez 7th, Scotty Wright 8th, and rounding out the lineup, Bryce Tilton. Final warm-up pitches. We're ready to go here in the bottom of the first. Again, great to have you with us here live on MedfordRogues.com. Nice to see all of you tuning in on the live stream. Feel free to let us know where you are tuning in from. Connor Lowry steps in. Lowry lays down the first pitch bunt over to the third base side. The throw from the third baseman gets into right field. Lowry goes to second and 1 pitch, and now the Rogues have a runner in scoring position.
All right, now batting for your Medford Rogues, number 13, the second baseman, Clay Valenzuela-Reese.
And they rule them a hit and then the advance on an error. So Valenzuela-Reese steps in here with Lowry over at second base. Right-handed batter's box. The left-hander checks down at second and deals. Valenzuela-Reese fouls it away. Tried to lay down the bunt. 2 pitches, 2 bunts at least being attempted. Count 0-1. Campbellsville University product. Bat flung down into the Rogues dugout out of the hands of Valenzuela-Reese. Luckily, it looks like no one got hurt, but he gets his baseball bat back. They're going to put a little tar on that thing and make it all better. I think they're going to switch here with count 0-2. You don't see that every day. A big swing, and that one into the Rogues dugout. Yesterday, we saw a couple foul balls hit sharply right towards pitching coach Jeff Lyle, and after the second one skimmed him on a line. He actually jumped over the fence and down into the dugout. Count 0-2 to Valenzuela-Reese. He's got a new bat. Lowry at second. The left-hander stares and checks over at second. He had him, but in time is Lowry, and it looked like a little bit of miscommunication there between Alex Cortez. At least a good check by Fuentes, but maybe not on the same page. Had Cortez been there, it would have been a dead sitting duck for Lowry. Count still 0-2. So 1 hit on the board, 1 error, all on that one play for Connor Lowry. Back to the stretch is Fuentes. This time he goes to the plate. Late on the fastball, Valenzuela-Reese goes down on strikes, swinging through that one. So this brings up Johnny De La Cruz, the left fielder, and a returning player for the Rogues this year, returning all-star. Fan favorite, just so happens to be one that everyone kind of gets their hands together for when he steps in. I was able to speak with Johnny a brief second before tonight's game. He said he was plenty excited to be back in Medford. Plays baseball at University of Louisiana at Monroe. He actually was involved in an accident in the field, chasing down a fly ball, actually collided into left field fence and didn't play the final week of the regular season. Had a concussion, amongst other things, and he runs the count quickly at 2-0. So Lowry over at second with 1 away here in the bottom half of the first. Another beautiful night here at Harry and David Field. A little more wind than last night, but definitely keeping things cool. Two balls, no strikes. De La Cruz fouls that one away, 2-1. And the count is 2-1. Fuentes stares over at second. Little breeze in the back and goes to the plate. Off the plate, close pitch, 3-1. De La Cruz frozen at that one. Checking the zone here early. 3 balls and a strike, 1 out, and a runner on second base. Fuentes gets the sign, this time from Logan Worm, who was a designated hitter last night. Now behind the dish on this second evening here in Medford for Yuba City. De La Cruz fouls it straight back. Count is 3-2. Again, fans, remember you can follow along with us, see some behind-the-scene pictures of tonight's game on our Twitter account, at Medford Rogues. Also on Instagram, at Medford Rogues, and on Facebook, at Medford Rogues Baseball. De La Cruz hits a flare into center field, and Lowry's going to get over to third, a throw to the plate. De La Cruz sneaks into second base. Now it's thrown in the outfield, and Lowry walks home. De La Cruz ends up at third. It's going to go by the third baseman, and Johnny De La Cruz, how the heck do you draw that one up? Fans, get on your feet. 2-run score. That was just a difficult situation for Aaron Fuentes. He had to watch his players throwing it around like the first Little League practice of the year. We'll see how the boys down the side of the press box decide to score that one. Have fun with that one in point streak, fellas. This brings up Josh Berman. So De La Cruz gets the hit. And a couple errors on the play. Lowry scores. De La Cruz came all the way around to score. That one just foul by Berman on the first pitch swinging down the right side. So there's one out, no one on, and a 2-0 lead for the Medford Rogues. So just to recap that play for De La Cruz, he had Lowry at second, hit the 3-2 pitch, a nice flare in a center field. The throw from the center fielder, T.J. Dove, was to the plate. That allowed De La Cruz to go down to second. The catcher, Logan Worm, misfired on the throw to second, and Lowry came around to score as Berman fouls that one away. So as Lowry came around to score, the center fielder fired to third as De La Cruz advanced, and then he came around to score on a missed throw. So things were just not pretty. Berman the count at 0-2, and a 2-0 lead for the Medford Rogues here in the bottom of the first. Here's the 0-2 from the left-hander. Downstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rare you get to see a lefty-lefty matchup, but it's always fun. Fuentes has some good stuff as well, and Jordan Reagan had a couple close pitches there right on the maybe mark there for home plate umpire Chris Hudson, trying to feel out the strike zone in the first inning. Here's the 1-2, the off-speed. Hit down the third baseline and foul. Count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Josh Berman, a former Medford Mustang, played last year for the American Legion program here in Medford and played his collegiate season at Clark Community College in the NWAC. Jake Helwig on deck. The 1-2 also fouled away. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last night, Josh Berman went 1 for 5 with 2 runs, an RBI. Had a double as well in the box score, and a 1 ball, 2 strike count to Berman. Pitch inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Berman didn't chase. So 2-2 with 1 out, no one on, and a 2-0 lead for the Rogues here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the 2-2 off the plate, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Worm tried to bring it in. That one too far outside to convince the home plate umpires. So Berman selective on his last 2, 1 inside, 1 outside. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Right down the heart of the plate, and swing and a miss there for Berman. Jammed him inside, almost looked like a 2-seamer with some good movement. And Berman went down. A good at bat, though, for Josh Berman. This brings up Jake Helwig. 2 strikeouts in this inning for the left-hander, Fuentes. First pitch off speed upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. So Fuentes actually has thrown the ball quite well, allowing De La Cruz to hit it, but then things got out of control from there. Good command there, count 1-1. Another great pitch down the heart of the play, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here's the 1-2. Helwig looks at it. Great pitch. Saw some movement from the right side of the infield. Thought they might have gotten away with that, but it's downstairs, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Helwig hits it hard to center field. It's going to land in the left center gap. A 2-out single for Jake Helwig. We'll see if he can start it up here. And this will bring up Jake Gazzo. So this brings up Gazzo. Hellwig over at first. Gets checked on, slides in safely. Gazzo last night went 0 for 3 but walked. And after that walk, he came around and scored. Still looking for his first hit as a Rogue. Takes the first pitch of his at-bat inside, 1-0. Rogues would like to thank Valley Immediate Care, Avista, Fred Meyer, Morton's Family Dining and Sports Bar, Bill's Glass, Crater Lake Ford, Alvarez Construction, Hellgate Jet Boats, Rogue Regency, Heroes, Mary's Barbecue, and Rogue Credit Union for being a part of our broadcast. Thanks so much for your support of Medford Rogues Baseball live on MedfordRogues.com. The 2-0 to Gazzo. Low and in, 3 balls, no strikes. Here's the 3-0 from the left-hander. Upstairs, a 4-pitch walk. Hellwig down to second. Gazzo down to first. Dante Gutierrez steps in, the 7-hitter from the Rogues lineup tonight. Gutierrez actually hit second in the lineup last night. Went 0 for 3 with an RBI and also had a walk. There's a mound visit for the Yuba City Bears. So 2 runs have come across in this inning. Lowry reached on a single, then advanced on an error over to second to lead things off. Valenzuela Reese, victim of the strikeout. While he's on second, Johnny De La Cruz put one into center field. All sorts of throwing problems for Yuba City with already 3 errors. We haven't even gotten out of the first inning. After De La Cruz hit that single, Lowry came around to score, and eventually De La Cruz would as well. Berman followed up with a K, and now Hellwig had a single and is at second base after a Gazzo walk. Gutierrez stepping in the left-handed batter's box. So with 2 runners on, see what he can do here. The left-hander will take a look over at Hellwig at second. Gazzo at first. He deals his first pitch. Inside corner for a strike. Again, another reminder for those of you just tuning in on the live stream, we do have a live stat link for you in the description as well. So follow along with the box score for tonight's game. Rogues with 3 hits, 2 runs. No errors for Medford in the top of the first, but no hits for Yuba City in the top half, but they've committed 3 errors here in the bottom half. Count 0-2 to Gutierrez. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Put on the ground to the shortstop. Couple bounces, flipped to second for the force play, and the Rogues strand 2. But they score 2 here in the bottom of the first inning. 3 errors for Yuba City in the bottom half. We are done with 1 here at Harry and David Field. It is a 2-0 lead for the Medford Rogues. We'll be back with the top of the second inning. You're listening to Medford Rogues Baseball live on MedfordRogues.com.
Give it one more chance.
At People's Bank, we know that banking doesn't have to be complicated. Good banking happens when we put people first. Here at People's Bank, we're for the people with big dreams. We're here for families working on creating a better life for their children. We're for businesses investing locally to create a better community we're proud to call home. This is Ken Troutman, president of People's Bank. When we put people first, families grow stronger, businesses thrive, and our community flourishes. People's Bank, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back here at Harry and David Field in the top of the second inning. 4-5-6 for Yuba City. Logan Worm took the second pitch rather into left for a flyout to lead off the second. Winkler steps in here as the third baseman. Last night, Winkler went 1 for 4 with an RBI. And he'll step in here, the right-handed batter's box, to face the left-handed Jordan Reagan. First pitch of the at-bat, a strike at the knees. Count 0-1. And here's the 0-1, check swing. They look down at first base umpire Alex Chavez. He says no go. The count is 1-1. So again, the Rogues scored 2 in the bottom of the first inning. Nothing in the top for the Yuba City Bears. It's 2-0 lead for the Medford Rogues here, looking for their second win of the season. Here's the 1-1. Put on the ground, 2-3 bounces over to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. He ranges towards first and makes the play. Second time that Valenzuela-Reese has been tested over at second base. Flawless on both. Second out of the inning. Reagan, good pitch count so far. He's commanded the zone. He's had 3 groundouts, 2 flyouts here through his first 5 batters. This brings up Brendan Nelson. 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Rogues lead 2-0. The left-hander deals to the lefty Brandon Nelson. First pitch strike. Nelson last night went 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Moved up in the batter's lineup to number 6, was hitting 8th last night, swinging through that one. Count now quickly 0-2. Reagan on the 0-2 pitch, low and away in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Reagan catches the sign from Gutierrez. Here's the 1-2. Right at the knees, looked real good. Both middle infielders were halfway to the dugout. My goodness. Second time we've seen that here in the early part of this ball game, testing that strike zone. And now the count here at 2-2. Reagan deals, fouled straight back. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brandon Nelson with 2 outs. Reagan goes at the left-hander. Low and away. Count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three balls and 2 strikes here to Nelson. Reagan, full windup, and the delivery. Good pitch on the outside part of the plate. And that is ball 4, at least compared to what I had up here. He had one in the dirt, had one just below the knees, and had one outside. But maybe we're all on different pages. So now the count 3-2. That one put on the ground, a high chop. Nice play by Tilton. Good strong arm across the diamond. 3 up, 3 down. Consecutive innings for the Medford Rogues in the field.
In the top of the second
The Rogues would like to thank our friends at Avista, serving Medford since 1906. Avista has created opportunities, sparked imagination, and fueled innovation. Today, as they celebrate more than a century of service, the folks at Avista are committed as ever to helping the communities they serve to grow and prosper. Head to avistautilities.com. Midway through the second, 2-0 Rogues. Back with the bottom half after this. Medford Rogues baseball live on medfordrogues.com. Welcome back here, bottom of the second inning at Harry and David Field. Scotty Wright leads things off, sees the first pitch. High fly ball to right center field, going over, making a great catch is the center fielder, T.J. Dove. 1 pitch, 1 out. This brings up Bryce Tilton, the 9-hitter in the lineup for the Medford Rogues. Tilton last night played at second base and went 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run. Tonight, starting across the diamond in the hot corner over at third, where Josh Berman was last night. 1 away here for the bottom of the Rogues lineup, Bryce Tilton. He lays down the bunt, pushes it to the right side. Going to be a tough play. No one's at first. And Bryce Tilton sneaks in there. Infield single for Tilton. And this brings up the top of the Rogues lineup, Connor Lowry. Bottom of the second inning, and Connor obviously leading things off in the top half. Came around to score, had a single, and reached over to second base on a throwing error. Lowry was last night's player of the game, went 2 for 5 with an RBI and a run. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch to Lowry is low. They'll check down at first after the pitch. That was Logan Worm throwing down to first. No dice there. 1 ball, no strikes to Connor Lowry of Blackhawk Junior College. I can tell you, every time I was on social media, I was seeing the feed from Blackhawk Junior College. It seemed like Connor Lowry was hitting one out of the yard. So looking for another great year and a great summer out of Connor Lowry, a returning all-star to the Medford Rogues lineup. Sees the next pitch as a strike. So the count is 1-1. Runner over at first, 1 away. The lefty deals. Downstairs, 2 balls and a strike. And thrown out over at second is Lowry. Some jeers down from the first base side on a stolen base attempt, and he got fired out. Rather, Tilton down there as Lowry's at the plate here. The 2-1 lifted behind home plate. Giving chase was the catcher, and it caught the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Worm gave it a good chase. So instead of having Tilton on over at first base, he was caught stealing. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Aaron Fuentes from the full windup here, trailing 2-0. Gets the sign from Worm and goes to the plate. The 2-2, push to the right side. second baseman Yukamoto handles and fires.